Well, you know, I sat there in December. You probably did too. And you saw a couple people up there on the television, one by the name of Bob Corker from Tennessee, one by the name of Richard Shelby from Alabama, one by the name of Mitch McConnell from Kentucky, telling people that it would be irresponsible if the Congress helped the auto industry by giving them a loan. A loan. Not a handout, a loan. These are three gentlemen who represent states who've lived off Michigan tax dollars for the last 50 years, and they have the gumption to stand up and say they can't trust us to spend our money when they've been spending our money for 50 years. You know, that means that you and I have to use this technology to challenge those notions. You know, when we now have the ability to participate, we have to participate. I mean, you know, I'm not going to sit in the back row and be quiet. But you needn't depend upon me to be your spokesperson either. We're all in this together. You need to be on the blogs. You need to be writing letters to the New York Times. You need to be emailing your friends. You need to get them focused in on the kind of articles that you see floating around that make no sense. Make no sense. We have to go out there and talk common sense, stand up for the people, our neighbors, our friends, our families, the people we work with, and insist that Michigan get its due share, and that this, this notion that somehow spending money to help build roads and put people to work, spending money to give people access to education so they'll be qualified for some job, new job that perhaps doesn't even exist today, that spending money to make sure that young children have health care, that somehow that's going to bankrupt this nation, and that's coming from people who turned and gave people literally millions of dollars because they were driving themselves bankrupt by making bad loans and are using taxpayers' monies to buy new jets. They complained about executives for the auto industry flying to D.C. on a jet, but yet they give money to Citibank so they can go out and buy a new corporate jet? I mean, where is the outrage? But you see, all of us in elected office, we have got a history of being able to sit in the nation's capital away from you, or sitting in the state's capital away from you, and not having to answer those questions. But today, we can't ignore those questions anymore. And if you ask them, you begin to change the course of government. You begin to shape the future. You begin to make sure that people have to show some common sense about how we're going to operate. And so I want to say thank you for helping show everyone that there is a new aspect to politics today, but also to beg you to take as much advantage of it as you can, because that's what's going to change things. That's what's going to make a difference. And that's really what's going to allow you to shape your future. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Overdone, Cherry, everybody.